Hi guys and welcome back to Yashi. Today again with a real estate update, but a little bit more specific. As some of you may know already, I am a realtor in Virginia, specifically Northern Virginia. And in this video here, I'm gonna cover the Northern Virginia real estate market, see what articles are saying out there, what the news are saying, then look at some data, give you a general forecast based on my opinion, so not direct financial advice, so always do your research. And then look at some areas in Northern Virginia, locate some houses that I still believe are a good investment, even in today's market. So let's get started, guys. Let's start with articles right here. So it starts very interestingly with politics about Youngkin saying that we need to build more houses, especially entry-level homes, because Northern Virginia is bloody expensive. If you live there, you know. We go on with articles talking about mortgage rates, although these are a little older, because it's talking about 7% as mortgage rate. And if we look at mortgage rates today, they're actually dropped to under 7%, in some cases 6.5. VA home buyer seller seems to be taking a breather. Is this true or not? Let's look at the data. We're gonna use Redfin today for our data. Based on that, it means that home sales are going down also in Northern Virginia. Is that correct? Yes, it is correct. We're down 40% compared to November of last year. So that's quite a drop, but is it a gigantic drop considering the rest of the history of the United States, of Northern Virginia market? No, not really, because if you look at the blue line here, this is the 2019 market, which was what we consider still a very hectic market compared to the rest of America, because Northern Virginia, there was always a lot of demand, but a little bit slower than what we saw during COVID. So we're close to those levels. We're still under it, so yeah, it slowed down by quite a lot, but not extremely. Now the question is this slowdown making us come to, let's say, a Northern Virginia housing crisis? I believe we won't get there, and let me show you why. If we look at active listings in Northern Virginia, we are at the lowest levels in this month in the history of Northern Virginia, in the past 4 years especially, because the black line here is the supply of this year and where we are now. And these are the past couple of years. You can see that we are under that. And trend-wise, knowing that it will drop in this period, which already has been happening, and I'll show you in another graph, it means that our housing supply will be at our lowest in the history, which is bad news if you're a home buyer. Yes, demand has been going down, but if supply goes down at a quicker pace than demand, we're gonna get pretty much to square one during COVID, where we have still lower demand, but higher than what we have in supply. And why am I saying this? Because if I look at new listings, so the new homes that are being put for sale every single month, which contribute to an increasing inventory, what we just saw, we can see that sellers are not putting their houses for sale. And the trend is again at the lowest in the history of Northern Virginia. So if this trend here continues, we gotta get to home inventory, so homes for sale, active listings, much lower than what we saw in the past. So even with lower demand, we are basically setting up a foundation for another housing boom if everything stays this way. The question is, where will be interest rates in the next couple of months? How will be the economy in the next couple of months? We know that mortgages are pretty safe. Foreclosures are still lower than pre-pandemic levels. They have been picking up, but still lower than pre-pandemic levels. So they're pretty sound. Jobs are still very strong across all of America. And if we're looking at Northern Virginia, they're extremely strong because, as we all know, Northern Virginia is mostly government workers. So the government pays, the government never stops, even during a government shutdown. It's a couple of months and then the money flows back in. So safe jobs, safe mortgages, people are fairly rich here. We still have a good influx of people coming in. We have a very low inventory, but we have high interest rates. In my opinion, I believe that we're setting ourselves up for another large increase in home prices, not super quickly, but probably by mid the next year. The reason why I'm saying is people are not used to these high interest rates anymore, but once people understand that this will be the next, let's say, new status quo, they will flood back into the market. Because if a one-bedroom apartment in Northern Virginia on average goes for $1,500 a month, and a mortgage can be even less than that if you're strategic about it, you're gonna try to buy a house. And once people understand that, I believe they're gonna flood the market. So if you're a home buyer, do your research, but I told you my opinion. Let's look at houses. As per now, the most cost-efficient place to buy a house in Northern Virginia seems to be Leesburg. I'm not going through multiple houses in every area. I'm going just through the best one I found in terms of mortgages and what you can do with it. This is a townhouse in Loudoun County, Leesburg, for $339,000. It's 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. If you're an entry-level home buyer, you're single, this could be a very good investment because you're buying one house, you're buying the house for yourself, but you could rent out 2 rooms or even 1 room if you just want 1 bathroom per person. That rent can almost pay for your entire mortgage, because if you go here in the mortgage calculations on a 20% loan, renting a room down in Leesburg can be around $1,300, so more than half of the mortgage is paid off. If you're renting both rooms, you're probably gonna get the whole mortgage back. Number 2, we are in Ashburn, $374K for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Low HOA, that's another thing I really look at. The problem is most of Northern Virginia is apartments, and the average HOA is over $400. So this is a lower HOA payment, which is $375. Still pretty high, but there's far worse. And for $2,000 to $2,000 and $300, you can have a full house with a garage in Northern Virginia, closer to DC, that you can rent out for at least half of what you pay in mortgage every single month, just 1 room. On to the next one, Reston, VA, $400K. I know it's a lot of money. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Reston is expensive, but HOAs are only $129 a month. Again, if we calculate it, it's a $2,258 every single month. Again, you can rent, if you rent both rooms out, you're gonna get that back. If you're just renting one out, you're still paying less than what you're paying in rent right now. On to the next one. We are in Arlington. Arlington is expensive as hell. If you're renting an apartment, you're paying at least $1,500 a month. And this case here is $600K. You have 130 in HOA, which is pretty much a gem in Arlington, because HOAs there literally kill your payments. And if we go on mortgage payments right here on a 7%, we are at $3,323. If you're renting both rooms, you're gonna get that back. If you're renting just 1 room, you're getting half of that back. Next one, Dodgeville Drive in Alexandria. This is another one of those close areas to DC. 535K, 4-bedroom, 1-bathroom. Why do I like this? Because it's almost 2,000 square feet. You could probably add another bathroom or even 2 bathrooms, and this one can yield you probably more. If you rent all rooms out, I wouldn't, but if you rent 2 rooms out, it can yield you more than your rental payment. Now, this video here is mostly for young single professionals that are trying to buy their first house. Of course, if you have a family, these are also still very good options, because the thing I'm considering the most here is the general cost and the monthly cost of the house. Now, whether you're single, whether you're a family, these 5 homes that I just showed to you, 4 homes, 5 homes, 4 homes, 5 homes, I don't know, are probably the best bang for your buck for an entry-level buyer in Northern Virginia. Still expensive. It's crazy how much price increased. I bought an apartment in Leesburg for $100K, which I cannot believe. This was in 2019, I believe, and I can't believe how much the prices went up here. Guys, that's all for now. If you need a realtor to sell your house, to buy a house, to look at homes, hit me up. You can check me out on Instagram, Amedeo_Yashi, and I'll respond to you as soon as I can. For the rest, thank you for watching, and see you on the next update, guys. Ciao.